Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Lava Lava, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes, featuring veterans, the people and cultures of the Pacific Islands, and small businesses. I'm your host, Michael Tan. Before we get started, a quick reminder to our listeners to follow, subscribe, and leave a review if you enjoy the show. Now, let's jump straight into it. Today, we will be talking with Su'a Andrew Isaako, currently residing in Brisbane, Australia, founder of Pou O Toa, and he's here to speak on the first ever Ailao Afi Fireknife Competition, Toa Ole Afi Pati Levasa, in Australia, which will be held in September. Talo fatua.
Anole soifua Michael 10. I guess today's this week is a Samoan language for the independent mo moanga mo molile pinga ile kako kapaule lang for emailo wola imalo malosi iwale pokalam pafkai for ilo sunga fa avango inga for ilo pokalam iwale kam fai for ie fa ala weekend ma fa ala wilo for ile kulanga le kalingi for ie ma ku fa. But thank you so much, Tan. I just want to say that in Samoa because it's a Samoa language, and appreciate. Thanks for the opportunity and for the time as well.
Really appreciate you, Su'a, for taking the time to come chop it up with me on Behind the Lava Lava. So tell me, Su'a, where are you from? Where were you born? And I understand that you've been moving a lot in your life. So tell us where you're from.
Yes. By the way, my name is Su'a Andrew Isaako. Born in American Samoa, raised there a little bit, went to Western Samoa, New Zealand, and then finally I'm here, stay here in Brisbane, Australia. So right at the moment, I'm directly from Brisbane, and that's where everything's happening at the moment.
Now, what made you come up with your fellow co-founders, what made you come up with Pou O Toa?
Long story, we'll make it short. I'll say Pou O Toa is, from my family. We are entertainment family. I born in an entertainment family back in, so my dad's from Waiwhale Alili, and Whanseila, Salelonga. Mom's from Maninosi Umu. That's where the talent comes from. So the talent's from my mom's side, and that's where I grew up. I started when I was 5 years old. Now I'm 33, and I'm still going. I'll say 27, 26 years ago, and I'm still, riding towards the dance group as well. So the dance group, it all happened here in Brisbane, Australia. We started 2 years ago since my sister passed away. Me and my niece, she's the manager of the group. I'm just a co-founder. So Su'a Lote, she's the founder and the manager for the Pou O Toa dance group. Once her mom passed away, we just want something to take our mind off. So and then we went back to our talent because yes, first. I normally do gigs here and there with the boys here in Brisbane, video clips. Not even that with the Matai. I did one video and then Matai jump on board with us, and then they being side by side the way till now. So that's why we started the dance group. It was my sister's passed away, which is Su'a mum, just to take our mindset off. And then it went bigger and then bigger here in Brisbane, Australia.
Well, where do you think your passion for Fireknife dancing came from?
It came from my family, and it came from if I go back, I say my passion with the Ailao Afi, with the old legend, like you say, we're talking about Ole Tuli, Freddie Ole Tuli, Bulufano. And now, if you're coming to the 20, you're looking at Chief Cielu, and then Pati Levasa. Those are the people that I look up to. They're like my main, actors or on the Ailao Afi platform.
Now, ever since you guys have started in the business of Fireknife dancing, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges that you guys have faced as business owners?
The most challenging at the moment, well, especially being in the Ailao Afi platform, it's pretty. I'll say it's not new, but it's pretty new here in Brisbane, Australia, because it's really rare to see a different element. And we're talking about Ailao Afi, and then we're talking about fire twirling. So those are two people. Once they see Ailao Afi is more active, like more hands on with the fire. So that's why it's a two. So it's really hard to approach people as well. And hey, if we're talking about fire, everyone see that no one played with fire, and that's the thing. And we're here overseas, and if someone play with fire, obviously they're like, "Are you alright?" Or so are they? Is it a talent or is it a hobby or what's the deal with? So yeah, it's just that approaching our community here in Brisbane, and they're just shocked how far the Ailao Afi goes, or they don't have to travel to Hawaii. They don't have to now. It's like it's right on your doorstep. So yeah.
Now, I've interviewed a few Ailao Afi fire knife champions and those involved in the fire knife competitions like Martin Tivanga and Rick Chiumalu and others.
Yeah.
What do you think? What makes your style unique? If you have a different style from the rest of others,
I'll say nothing. Nothing. We're all playing with fire, so it's the same. Same thing. If we're saying, and not even that, we have to respect the old ways of the talent, because this is a war dance. It's not I'm better than you, or but starting here in Australia, I can't speak, around the world. I can only speak, for Australia. Starting here in Australia is something different. Everyone here in Australia, they're mainly focus rugby and all those boxing, and other stuff. But starting here, it's giving a different, platform to the Pacifica, community here in Australia. So what's unique is I'm starting a different, element in the community.
now let's talk about you're hosting the first ever Ailao Afi fire knife competition there in Australia, and you guys named it Toa Ole Afi Pati Levasa. What made you come up with that name?
Okay. Last year, Pati Levasa is one of the 4-time world fire knife champion. He's my first cousin. He's like an older brother to me. He's been around, and he came in Australia for one of my gigs that I invite him to come to, and he was like, "Oh, there's other competition. There's competition around. Say talking about the world fire knife competition like Hawaii. There's Florida. There's one in Samoa. There's New Zealand. So why can't Australia have one?" And then he said, "Oh, then we start, But the name by itself, Pati Levasa, he came up with the name. So Toa Ole Afi, like I said, there's legend behind, this talent. Like I mentioned, Bulufano. He said, Pati Levasa said, Bulufano normally called him when he was a competitor back in the days, Toa Ole Afi, and then say his name, Pati Levasa. So he bring that, and then he's like, I'm gonna use this since Bulufano, named him, and he wanna keep using because the man Bulufano, he's one of the legend, and he will love to respect and honor the name that Bulufano gave him.
Today's episode is brought to you by Top Gun Home Inspection, a leading home inspection company in Utah. When it comes to home inspections, details matter. That's why Top Gun Home Inspection is committed to providing thorough and meticulous services. From the foundation to the roof, their experienced inspectors leave no stone unturned. They offer a range of services, ensuring that every aspect of your home is safe and up to standard. So, whether you're buying a new home or just want to keep your current one in top shape, trust Top Gun Home Inspection. Remember, a detailed home inspection today can save you from costly repairs tomorrow. Top Gun Home Inspection, where your home's health is our top priority.
Now let's get some more details on the event. What are you seeking? Are you seeking more competitors? Are you seeking attendance?
I'll say both. I'll say at the moment there's registration on the Pou O Toa platform on Facebook, Instagram. So far we have 24 competitors so far register on the competition, and there will be a fee on as well if you register yourself, and there's big prices on if you compete and you win, and you take history.
And do you have a venue, and what will the guests be expecting? Is it only fire knife dancing?
For the first night, it's because the number is growing. So September 27, 28, that's when everything happened. We will be holding the venue will be in Butter Factory. It's one of the biggest venue here in Brisbane or here in Logan. The first night we're pretty much looking into open by Chief Cielo. Chief Cielo will be here. He's the main judge for the night, and he will open it, and then the competitors will come up, and then that's from just fire up the whole way until the second night. That's when we're looking into bring the culture, all the Polynesian ways in the event.
So what kind of support from the community do you need for your business, Pou O Toa, or the competition to thrive? You can speak on those two things.
The support from the community, we just believe in what we are building. It's I know there's a lot of things happening around the world, and even in the community. The reason why we built this is just to bring the family together instead of differently. At the moment here in Brisbane, there's a lot of social and stuff, but we want to combine the family. We want to bring the family together. So, bring the aina, bring the family, come and watch something different, and that's the support we want is, the 27, 28, come and support, watch something different in the community here in Brisbane, and see some awesome and some, professional fire dancer from around the world as well.
Now, what aspects of your role you can speak from your perspective as a business owner or from a fire knife dancer? What aspects of your role do you enjoy the most?
The most role, I'll say entertainment. I don't compete anymore, so at the moment I love entertaining people. I love see that smile. It's a war dance, but at the moment people, once I see the smile, they're like, oh, that's, it takes a lot off my shoulder as well. They see, oh, that, because at the, everyone knows, oh, Ailao, it was a war, or and once they see it's like, oh, it's a different, and it's a unique element. So yeah, I love being entertainment instead of sitting behind chairs and going through meetings that's a big challenging for myself is facing businesses and trying to promote something that I know it's gonna come out lit, different from other events.
Now, every fire knife dancer, or when they get involved in Ailao Afi, they learn of the history. Now, every person has a different summarization of the history of Ailao Afi. What's your take on the origins of Ailao Afi?
So, like I said, it's I grow up, I've seen my family, dancing, and I take it as a family talent. The reason why I say it's family talent because we pass it generation. If you go back in Mani no Si Umu, that's where my family's from. Every single little kid in the block dancing. So we're all, we're family. But me growing up in American Samoa, my brothers came over and they taught me. And then I met this legend, Freddie Ole Afi, the Letuli family. It was an honor and a pleasure to meet the man before, he passed away. Rest in peace. It was an honor for myself, to meet the man and hear his story. He was the man that he's the father of the Ailao Afi, but it's a lot. I just don't want to talk. Everyone have their own vision and stories behind, and I respect it. And I just want, the only thing I want to talk about is what we're building here in Australia, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, do you have any other details of the event that you want to let our listeners know about?
The 24th of June, that's when the ticket will be out. Everything will be on Pou O Toa. If you want to find out anything or everything, we sell everything on there. Just go on Insta or Facebook, check a message. One of the admin will reply back about any question, Pou O Toa. And if you want to register, there's, all the forms up on Pou O Toa dance group. And yeah.
Now, Su'a, I want to say thank you for being a pioneer there in Australia for the Ailao Afi of Taitautua Ilia Tunuu. It takes a lot of courage, initiative, and risk, especially when you're being involved in fire knife dancing. But you took that risk and you ran with it, and you decided to build your own legacy with Ailao Afi, especially there in Australia, that they don't have much of fire knife dancing there. There's a lot in the US, but over there in Australia, like you said, this will be the first ever Ailao Afi competition. I want to say we really appreciate your service to the culture, to the people, on what you're trying to start over there. Now, I like to ask our guests if they have any advice or if they want to ask questions to us behind the lava. Do you have any questions?
When I was young, it was always a passion for myself to build a brand for my family, or build a competition for my family. Because back in the days, when I compete back then, it was only 3 competition: Hawaii, American Samoa, and Western Samoa. But now, it's so amazed to see a lot of competition around the world. And when Pati Levasa came here and he wanted to start his legacy here, it was an honor and a pleasure for myself to build something, because that's where I was heading to, is to build a competition. And I want the all the warriors around the world to travel, because back then we just only travel Hawaii, Western Samoa, and American Samoa. Those are the only competition we had back then. And now it's like we're traveling the world, not even dancing, entertaining or dancing as a Ailao Afi warrior. We get to travel and see different country, and that's why it's a blessing and it's an honor for myself. And I would love to say this to all the Ailao Afi flame out there. Keep it up. We're just we're almost there, and hope to see each and everyone down under.
Now, where can people find you if you have social media?
Yes, Pou O Toa dance group. They will. That's where everything's happening. If you're willing to find us or ask any question, just ask on Pou O Toa dance group.
So, Su'a, do you have any shout-outs for us today?
Yes. Starting this business, we had people that believed in us. Big shout out to the Matai Watch for sponsoring the competition. These are the sponsors. Big shout out to the USO security here in Brisbane, and big shout out to the Royal that does the belt for the competition, and Pou O Toa for the sponsoring the Pati Levasa's competition. And family, friends out there for believing in us. And yeah, I guess those are the shout out that I will love to say. And thank you so much, Michael Tan, for your time and for giving us an opportunity to share a bit of a history, a bit of a story here in Brisbane, Australia. And yeah, it's just waiting for time to come on and we can show the community what we have on our hands.
Now again, Su'a, thank you very much of Taite Lava for joining me today and sharing about your Ailao Afi competition and about Pou O Toa. Thank you to our listeners for tuning into this episode of Behind the Lava Lava. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow Behind the Lava Lava. Also follow Pou O Toa. Drop a comment and leave a review. This is Michael Tan signing off. Tofa Soifua.
Working on my interests, it's who I am. I'm trying to make these digits look like EINs. When the help ain't free, you all help me. Salute to folks who turn their names to LLCs. The wealth is in itself to help a non-profit. To be better women or better men, whether business by veterans or common folks with a dream. We're all born with the same strength. We tread waters that were untouched. Let's be on the same wavelength. Behind the lava, front of our eyes. Let our legacy live off it when we're up in the sky. All signs point to us to help someone make a difference. With God as my witness, let's talk business.